Are buyers still buying at 8% interest rates? That's the question we're going to talk about today. Welcome back to the All Things Real Estate Podcast. I am Aaron Zapata, your co-host.
And I am the Todd, the one and only Todd Anderson, the other co-host. I had to try to make myself sound important. Maybe that flopped.
Maybe, Todd, but that's okay because however it come across, you are important. And if you're listening to our show, we want to welcome you to our show.
I'm important to my wife.
That's right. You're important to me too.
Oh,
I mean, come on. And our clients. And we're answering a very important question today. Are buyers still buying with interest rates at 8%?
Yeah, recently, the interest rates are at the highest that they have been in years. And in fact, decades. Yeah, I should specify years as decades. And we're looking at, 8% is a good number because, it jumps all over the place. But for a fully conforming loan, you'd be looking close to 8%. And for high balance loans, above 8%. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And when you track the 10-year Treasury bill, you can also see where the interest rates are going. Mm-hmm. And as of yesterday, it was higher than it's ever been in the last, 10 years. And so it keeps on going. And rates are going to continue to climb. And that begs the question, are there buyers still buying homes right now with these interest rates at the incredible high rate in which they're at?
Yeah, and that's a question that homeowners want to know because the fact is, if you're listing your home, are there going to be buyers out there? And we actually have an answer for that from our own personal experience with the homes that we list.
But before we give you the answer and share with you some of our personal stories, let me encourage you to go over to our website at baldbrothers.tv, baldbrothers.tv, where you can watch all of the shows that we have produced, and you can also give us a call. What's that number, Todd?
That number is 833-305-BALD, B-A-L-D, 833-305-BALD, and we have an answering service that answers the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they will pick up the call, and we'll get right back to you.
And there was a call that came in really early in the morning. Mm-hmm. I saw that on the call log.
Yeah.
We're not going to call you back at 3 in the morning.
No, we promise. We make a promise not to call you at 3 in the morning.
That's right. And if you're listening to our podcast on your favorite podcast device, whether it be Apple or Amazon Music or Spotify, we'd love for you to give us a 5-star rating. If you don't like the show, just listen to something else. Don't leave us a 1-star. Those are no fun.
Just don't give us a rating if you don't like the show.
Yeah, give us a 5-star. And I also like to thank, before we get started here, a couple of our sponsors. Beacon Escrow is a great independent escrow company that handles real estate transactions all throughout California. And Crosswalk Mortgage handles mortgages all throughout California. And there's some interesting things going on right now with mortgages because with a looming government shutdown, a current union auto workers strike, the SAG strike is still going on.
Yeah.
The writer's strike just ended.
Yeah.
When people are on strike, there's a lot of issues that affect loans.
Yeah.
And so Crosswalk Mortgage is the people I called today to ask the question, what happens if everything goes on strike? If the government shuts down, what happens? So if that's...
Yeah, this is the problem because if you're on strike, you have no income coming in. And if you have no income coming in, a lender typically wants to see income to make sure that you are, in fact, going to pay on the loan. But the problem is that technically you are employed, although you're on strike. So you're employed, but you don't have current income to show. So that's the quagmire. That's the problem.
A quagmire.
The quagmire.
The word of the day.
The word of the day.
Quagmire. So I am believing that Crosswalk Mortgage is better suited to answer those questions than me. So head over to crosswalkmortgage.com or to beaconescrow.com if you want to support our affiliates and our sponsors. And head over to baldbrotherstv.com and look at all the sponsors below. We've got a couple of them and a growing list there. So that's exciting for us. And we're excited to be associated with some great people and some great companies. All right, let's get back to our question. Are people buying today?
The answer is
yes.
Yes. People are always buying.
Always.
Regardless of where the market is, there is always a market somewhere. People are always buying. But the question is, what sort of activity can you get? Typically, when interest rates are high, a lot of the buyers start to go away, and we see home prices start to drop. But what's happened is the interest rates have been high for some period of time now. And initially, a lot of buyers just left the market, and we did see home prices come down. But the fact is, buyers have now realized that this is where it is. And for the foreseeable future, we are going to be having high interest rates. And so either they choose just not to ever buy, or they come back to the market, purchase with the hopes that there will be an interest rate reduction at some point where they can refinance their loan. And so that's what we're finding is buyers, not all of them, but buyers are coming back to the market. But because there's limited inventory, those home prices haven't been dropping on average. Now, in some areas, perhaps they are, and in some price points, they are. But we actually have an interesting story because we had 2 listings this weekend, and we had some activity on both of those listings, didn't we?
We did. So one of them is, first of all, both of these listings are in the city of Orange in Orange County, California. And so if you're listening... and
Not Florida.
Not Florida, because there is an Orange County, Florida. And so if you're our Florida listeners, this is not for you, but you can definitely look up where Orange County, California is. It's the home of Disneyland. So most people know where that's at. So we have both of these properties, and neither one of these properties is a property that is completely turnkey. I'm going to talk about the higher priced one first. We have a property that has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, built 50 plus years ago, and it sits on a nice street. It's not the quietest street. It's not a busy main street, but it's single-story ranch home, 2-car detached garage, and it needs some updating.
Yeah.
Some of the updates were done. The homeowner put some investment into it, which we're grateful for, and it got to a point where the renovations that now need to be done would be like the major ones, kitchens and bathrooms, and people can usually visualize a rebuild of those. If the whole house is terrible and you've got popcorn ceilings and you've got all of the, just everything is in disarray, you're going to have a harder time with people visualizing the work that needs to be done. And they can't quantify it.
Yeah.
And the key thing to remember when you're selling a home is that you have to be able to allow your buyers to be able to quantify the cost that they're going to have to invest in the home. And if there's too much, they can't figure that out mentally, and they're not going to make offers. But in this case, we know that there's very few updates that need to be done, although they are costly updates. And so the home was priced accordingly.
Yeah.
It was priced less than the other homes in the neighborhood that have sold for higher price points with those upgrades done. If we estimated that there's about $100,000 worth of upgrades that need to happen between the kitchen and the 2 bathrooms. And we priced the home $100,000 under a recent comp that was very similar. Yeah. And so we ended up having over 20 parties through the open house
each day. So we had close to 45 parties through all the way through 2 separate days.
Right. And then how many offers are we up to now?
I think we're at 5 offers currently. It might be 6. Yeah.
Okay.
5 or 6 offers.
There are coming in, like even today, because we're in the process of negotiating these offers. And so that number is subject to change, of course. But we have 5 offers that have now come in at this price point, and we are seeing that they are right around list price because we priced it accordingly.
Yeah. And
so the thing to remember with any time you're going to sell your property is that you have to price it according to the market. It's not the appraised value that you have from the tax assessor. It's not even the appraised value if you have an appraisal done from a refinance, 6 months ago. That's not the value of your home.
Yep.
And it's not the value. Your home is not based. The value of your home is not based on the next door neighbor's house that just sold for $200,000 more than yours.
Yep.
If they have more upgrades, if they have a better lot, if they have more amenities, your house is unique and it cannot be compared to that one. And if you do compare it, you have to adjust the price downwards to lower the expectation, lower the value, so that when buyers come in, they realize why they're getting a discount.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. So really what you're saying is, yes, you can get offers on the home as long as you price it appropriately. And then also, as long as it's marketed properly as well, you can price it well. But if it doesn't show, or if you don't have the marketing that will bring the buyers in to actually look at it, that's an essential part of your process as well. Now, in this case, we priced it accordingly based off of the neighborhood market and based off the condition of the home. But we also marketed it appropriately too. We brought in some staging material. Of course, they had done some slight light renovations. We had a professional photographer, and we did a lot of our own personal marketing as well. And that did bring buyers in, and we had 2 very successful open houses. And even at that price point, it ended up with a good handful of offers, which gives us the ability to negotiate the best possible price for the seller and the best possible terms. In fact, we're in the process of doing that even today.
And in one of our previous episodes, we kind of went through the 16 steps to sell a house.
Yeah.
16 steps that we use. And our goal is to always generate multiple offers. And like you said, Todd, that involves marketing and pricing.
Yep.
And so we know our sellers are going to get the highest and best price possible in today's market with the best buyer and the best terms because of the circumstances that we used to generate those offers on that property today.
So now going back to the question that you asked at the very beginning of the show, interest rates at 8%, what happens? Well, we're explaining with the proper pricing and with the proper marketing, we have offers with I believe only one of these was a cash buyer on this one. The rest of them did come in with loans. And so the answer is the buyers are out there.
They are buying.
And it's just a matter of the strategy of how you market the home. So, hey, by the way, if you're just tuning in, you are listening to the Bald Brothers team here at Impact Property. We are all things real estate, and you can reach us by calling us at 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-BALD. You can also go to our website at baldbrothers.tv. That's baldbrothers.tv, and you can get all additional information on us there.
And if you are on the website and you subscribe to our email list, I want to tell you right now we have a rough draft copy of our soon-to-be published book.
Yeah, if you're watching online, it's in his hands, in front of us.
It's in my hands. I actually have it right here. It's how to sell your house fast for cash without paying commissions and fees. And so, we're real estate agents. We like to earn commissions on the ones we sell, but sometimes the best bet is to sell it cash off market. And we also purchase properties like that. And so we want to get this book into your hand as soon as it comes back to us, fully edited from our publisher. Before it goes online, we'll send you a digital copy of it, but you got to go to our website and you need to subscribe. Give us your email address so we can put you on our mailing list, and we will send this to you as soon as we have it done.
Yep, it should be ready soon. It is very much a rough draft because I'm looking at it. It's got chicken scratch all over it and marks and Aaron's little diagrams and what have you. So yeah, that's coming very soon.
It will be beautified. So yes, thank you. And thanks to our sponsors again, Beacon Escrow and Crosswalk Mortgage. All right, so we have another situation.
Yes.
Another home, because this further exemplifies, is that a word?
Exemplifies. But you could say it's an example, and it's an exemplary example.
Thank you so much.
It exemplifies.
We make up words here sometimes. And our goal is to sell a property with as many offers as we can. And so we have another property that's also in Orange, in Orange County, California. And this home has very few upgrades.
Yes.
And it's a probate. And so this is not a situation where the seller is going to make upgrades to a home for many, many reasons. But we basically are selling the home as is. The house needs a lot of work. And so we had to price it even lower than this other home. And in this neighborhood where we priced it, we know that homes totally fixed up, dialed in, we're literally going for about $200,000 more than we listed this one for.
Yep.
So now we took that $100,000 gap and actually increased it to $200,000 because we know in this home there's problems with the roof. There's issues with all the carpeting, all the doors, all the windows. We've got in one of the ceilings in one of the bedrooms, you can see that there was a water leak in the past. And so we have all these significant issues, and we really had to price it accordingly.
Yeah.
This one received tremendous amount of interest.
Yeah.
Crazy amounts of interest.
Yeah. We had, and for all the reasons that Aaron specified, the reason it had the interest is because of the price point. Of course, we just talked about marketing, but we had so much response, so much activity on this home that we actually just started to tell agents, don't even bother scheduling with us. Just go direct.
Go direct.
Go direct. Take a look at it. Write us an offer.
Well, because our scheduling system, allows you to slot a 15-minute showing, and we would only have a total of a 15-minute time slot, which would maximize out at 4 showings per hour.
Yeah.
We were getting like 4 calls every 15 minutes to show it. And so we removed that restriction. We just told agents, you just go direct, enjoy your time at the house. You're probably going to run into a number of other people there at the same time. Be respectful and bring us an offer.
And by the way, if they bump into other buyers, that's not a bad thing. It motivates buyers to write offers because they know there's competition. There's something about the human psyche.
That's right.
that if you know someone else is competing for it, you want to win.
It's the FOMO, fear
That's
of
right.
missing out. And
That's right.
so how many people did they have through this open house?
I don't remember. All I know is our agent on Saturday said he ran out of flyers within the first, I think, half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm going to say there's easily 100 people that went through there over the weekend.
Easily. Mm-hmm.
Because we got a tremendous amount of offers in. And what's the total now that we're at?
We are at 30 offers
30
received
offers
on that home.
And it is well over list price.
Well over list price, the current offers.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, yes, several of those offers were cash offers. But going back to the question of the day, 8% interest rates. The majority of these offers were with loans, people that were paying that 8% or whatever their interest rate is.
That's right.
So the answer is yes, the buyers are out there, but it all is about how you price and how you market. Now, this is a probate listing, as Aaron already mentioned, and is oftentimes the case, and you may be looking for somebody who can help with a probate, as is oftentimes the case with probate sales. They are oftentimes, not always, but most often in disrepair. And as Aaron already mentioned, they are unable to make any of the repairs, and the estate, the executor or the administrator are unable to make any of those repairs. So these are offers knowing, so that they're coming in with a loan at a high interest rates and knowing that they have to have a renovation budget because they know that there's not going to get any repairs. So all of these things have to factor into how it's marketed and how it's presented, and you can get offers on your home.
Well, and on this one, too, part of the marketing that we did was to hire a debris hauler that removed all of the junk. I mean, the house was full of things, and it wasn't good quality stuff that you could do in a estate sale. We literally had to get rid of most of it. There are vehicles that are being sold and removed from the property still. There was an issue with solar panels that have to be now taken down, and so that's in the process as well. So there's a lot of moving parts to this. But removing the debris, doing a light cleaning, and then sending, again, our professional photographer
Gardening as well.
We had a gardener, right?
We
We
fixed the pool. We did some shock treatment on the pool.
The pool was green when we got there.
That's right.
There was a lot of issues. And we could have just said to the owner, well, it is what it is. We're just going to list your house and, we'll take some pictures with our iPhone and hopefully we get what we get.
And a lot of agents do that.
They do, unfortunately. But that's not who we are.
No.
That's not who we are. And in fact, if people are calling us and asking us and like, what do you guys do? Like, we're not the cheapest agents. Okay. And we weren't on this one either.
No.
We didn't offer the lowest commissions. We didn't offer the least amount of service because we know what we do. We know what we do well, and it brings value to the table. And so we were able to deliver now 30 offers. This one is going to, just so you guys have the range, it's going to sell probably now for over $75,000 over the list price.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be $90,000 over list price.
Yeah, right. It was the last one that came in.
So we're pushing towards $100,000 over list price on a probate listing.
On a probate as is with work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our lowest offers came in from flip investors in the low 600s.
Yeah.
And so
$100,000 less. Yeah. So we did have some of those offers.
Yeah.
By about 3 or 4 of them, I believe.
That's right. And so there are buyers out there. I mean, to go back to the very first question, why are buyers buying right now? Well, they're buying right now because housing and owning a home brings security, brings stability, brings a lot of added value benefits that renting does not. And I've talked with so many renters who have called us up and said, we just got the news that our landlord is selling. And that is a majority of who's selling right now are investors who have owned their properties for years and years and years. And after what happened in COVID and the way California is not a pro-landlord state, it's a pro-tenant state, there's a lot of landlords that got gypped out of months and months and months of rent. I know of a personal friend, cost him $10,000 to get rid of a tenant who didn't pay for 3 months. And, he got off easy. I said, you got off easy, because there are others that have lost tens and twenties of thousands of dollars. Those landlords are selling those properties, and those renters are having to go either rent somewhere else with the fear of that happening again, or they're choosing to buy.
Yeah. In today's market here in California, as Aaron said, a lot of these are investors or landlords who are divesting of their California assets and transferring them to other states, out of state, or maybe just divesting altogether.
Right.
And so that, and of course, in this case, we got probate sales, and so but there is a limited inventory. So with buyers that are in the market that are willing to pay 8% and a limited inventory, if you are a homeowner, you're actually sitting in a very good position on the value of your home.
Yeah. And so we want to talk to you if you're thinking about selling. We also want to send you an early copy of our book once we get it back before it gets published. We want you to head over to our website at baldbrothers.tv, where you can listen and watch all of our shows, and you can just get a feel for what we do and who we are. And we want to be able to help you through that process of preparing your home for sale, then marketing your home for sale, and then getting through the escrow transaction. It is very complex. We do know that there's a lot of people that still try to sell homes by themselves. And I can tell you, over the years that I've been doing this now, since 1998, I think I got into the industry.
You're an old man.
I'm an old man. That the number of people that are going for sale by owner has decreased because of the complexity of the real estate transaction.
It is not an easy process to go through.
It is
especially if you don't do it for a living, you don't do it regularly, and once every 15 years you sell a home. That is not an easy way to go. And normally when you try to sell it yourself, you end up receiving much less than if you had hired somebody to sell it for you.
That's right. So for us on these two properties, what our next steps are, we're just going to go through that real quick because it's important as a homeowner that you understand, is we issue counteroffers and or a round of counteroffers, buyer counteroffers back and forth to get to the best terms. We open escrow, and almost always the buyer is going to ask for some form of credit or price reduction after they do their home inspection.
Especially on homes like these that have a lot of repair. Even though they're buying it as is, we know that's kind of a loose phrase after they do their inspections. Quite often we do get those requests coming in.
That's right. And so, while we may open escrow at an amazingly high price, sometimes there's a credit or a price reduction, but not always, especially when we have a backup offer with a buyer willing to move forward at the same price tomorrow.
Yep.
And if we can put you in that position when you're selling your home, you win every time.
Yep. The goal is, the great place to be is to have multiple offers. Only one person can actually buy the home, but to have multiple offers and have multiple backup offers, that puts you in a really good, solid, secure position.
That's right. So thanks for listening to today's episode. We've got a quick legal disclaimer at the end of our show here. But before we do that, we wanted to thank you for your time. We know your time is valuable, and we encourage you to come back and listen to our next episode as we discuss more things about what's going on in real estate.
Yep, you can give us a call at 833-305-BALD. Go to baldbrothers.tv and keep tuning back, whether you're listening on the radio or tuning in online, because we're all things real estate. We've got a lot more things to talk about with real estate.
That's right. Thanks so much. God bless. Thanks for listening to the All Things Real Estate Show. The Bald Brothers team is a licensed DBA of Impact Properties, Inc., licensed by the California Department of Real Estate number 019222671. Again, we do not give any real estate, legal, or financial advice, and we do encourage you to seek the advice of the proper professionals. If you'd like to reach us, you can call us at 833-305-BALD or you can reach us online at baldbrothers.tv. Equal housing opportunity.